Space Home Max. Doesn't sound like Max. It's surprisingly mild outside. Like, I had bundled up for this dog walk just before the call, and the sunlight has peer to near melted everything.
Well, I mean, it's not. I mean, I went to the store earlier and everything, and there was no ice on the road or anything. There wasn't really ice on the road yesterday either, though.
No, I did all my winter preparations yesterday. Arthur, get out of my face, dog. Go, get, fool. I went and got enough food and tobacco to get through whatever is gonna happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which our weather team is predicting, like 10 to 20 inches of snowfall, so we might not get anything at all.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be like stupid cold. It's like 25 right now.
That's what I was thinking, because the high today was supposed to be 15, and it feels nice outside. News 9's got it at 18 right now.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday I was looking at my weather app and it was like it's 11 degrees, but the low is 14. And I'm like, all right. Well, but you guys are confused.
Yeah, they have Monday going down as far as -4. Oh, Tuesday's down to -9 now. That's a lie. That's not going to be real. They're
Damn.
extending the precipitation percents out too.
Yeah.
No, that's a lie. Because then on Friday it's supposed to be melted. Like, it's going to hit 34.
Yeah.
It's ho-sucking liar shit. We might be one day with some snow. Are you going to get out of work if it's 10 inches high tomorrow?
Well, I have Monday off anyways because of President's Day.
Which president?
The two that we celebrate on President's Day.
I don't know if we celebrate Washington anymore.
Washington and Lincoln. That's why it's called President's Day and not just Lincoln Day.
It might be a Lincoln Day.
Build Lincoln logs and other Lincoln affiliated things.
It might transition to Lincoln Day in the near future. There's a John August has talked a couple of times about how there's been a desire until very recently to make a George Washington movie where he's like a young sexy influencer. Because real stories about the real George Washington, there's a lot in common with him and like Logan Paul. He was just kind of this outrageous roundabout character that went and caused mostly trouble and banged ladies and was just like, he would have been an influencer today.
Weird.
But he also owned slaves, so it's kind of hard to make a new George Washington movie where he's kind of like this beloved hero, and then like there's the whole slave thing.
Yeah. That is the thing.
He didn't just own a couple of his best friends. He had like a lot.
Yeah.
Like probably more George Washington slaves than Avengers.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of Avengers.
That's true. Especially if you go across timelines.
Yep. True that.
So what you been up to? Are you laying down for this?
Yep.
Sounded like it.
Yeah, I got a headache.
Oh no.
Yeah, not fun.
Do you need to cancel?
No.
Need to get
It's slowly going away. It was way worse like an hour ago.
Have you tried water and caffeine?
Yep, both of those and Tylenol. So, the only thing I haven't tried is a nap, which normally is the thing that helps the most.
Well,
but I was
4.5 hours you can take a nap.
Yeah.
Or just go to bed.
Or just go to sleep. Yeah. Yeah. I am at my mother's house.
Why?
Because the weather situation, like my heater doesn't work so well at my apartment, and all that. And she kept bugging me about how it's supposed to get shitty or something. So I was like, fine, but I'm bringing all of my shit, basically. I brought my computer and a whole bunch of shit so I can still do everything that I normally do on the weekend, aside from clean my apartment. You know, just in case it does get like super snowy or whatever.
So you're there the whole weekend, just chilling out.
Yep. Upstairs in what used to be my room.
Oh, I remember that spot.
Yep. It's very different now though cuz there's a door on it. So that's cool. There's also a child's bed by the window along with a bunch of books and things for children and a little baby kitchen set and like
So you have a place to cook and sleep.
well, the futon's still here. That's where I'm sleeping.
Oh, okay. Well, damn, if you're on a futon, you get some ass, dude. Futons get laid.
Yep. I think it was, I don't remember who it was that said that futons are the worst transformer. I think it was Jim Gaffigan.
That sounds like a Gaffigan joke. Let's be real. Gaffigan's only kind of funny.
I like his stuff.
I like him. I like his stuff. I'm just, it's dorky.
Well, yeah, he's very, very light.
Which is good. He's not too offensive. He doesn't take too many stands on too many things.
Yeah.
That makes him more digestible.
Yeah. He may not be quite as funny as like the people that do like the super dark things or whatever, but I feel like his jokes are all they all hit a pretty good baseline there where you're like, okay, you get a chuckle out of all of them.
You should listen to Mitch Headberg.
Mitch Headberg.
Yeah, he's the best. He is the he's the best, probably like one line joke writer comedian. He's also like the best like absurd joke comedian. I mean, not anymore because he's dead.
Oh.
But yeah, we used to pass around his album in high school. I actually still have the CD next to the only like 5 CDs I own: a copy of Dungeon Lords, a copy of Age of Mythology, the Mitch Headberg record, probably a couple other things I can't remember. Oh, an Eve 6 CD. I think I have an Eve 6 CD.
All right.
Weirdly enough, neither me or my sister know where her DVD copy of Bullet in the Bible went, which I figured I stole it, so I would have it, but I don't.
Oh,
And
sad.
She doesn't have it. Yeah, it is sad. That was a great concert DVD.
That it was. I actually listened to that fairly recently, like within the last couple months. Just the album version of it.
I went back and did. I'll go back and do little things now and then. I haven't sat down and listened to all of American Idiot in a while, but I'll go back and do Jesus of Suburbia and
Great
Novocaine. I like the chill vibe at Novocaine a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
those
to
are my
play
hits.
drums to that one. Because I can play the whole thing because it's very, very easy. But, yeah, I like playing that song. It is very chill. You just groove to it.
And it's still got some good stabby, distorted guitar in it.
Yeah? But, yeah, so how was your last 3 weeks, my dude?
It's been a blur. I haven't really done anything. I mostly haven't gone to work even. I might be dealing with an eviction again. We're going through some other stuff with that. That type of thing. Just one good thing is that the CDC extended the eviction moratorium to the end of March, so I might legality-wise be able to stay in this shithole for another month and a half, but I don't know. Yeah, I'll deal with it when I'm ready to deal with it, and I'm not really dealing with it. Other than that, I got my mom's fucking Disney Plus password.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's been the biggest news, really.
Hell yeah.
Getting that shit, but that goes into what we've watched topics, and I'm not really ready for that yet. I bought some binders and some loose leaf paper, and I wish I bought some sticky notes. But I'm trying to rebuild just like hobby work because I haven't been able to do anything for a while. The apartment's trashed again, and I'm not working on my job or on my hobbies. I'm just playing Genshin Impact.
The most powerful drug of all.
Yes, because the updates, and we'll get into that in the gaming section, have been so big. There's been so much to do.
Okay.
So much to see.
I like that you're setting up all these, you're teasing all these things that'll pop up in the episode later.
My biggest killer content on Facebook in the last 3 weeks has actually just been, and this is lazy and everyone knows about it, the Reface app. And I have been plenty
Oh, yeah, I saw one of those, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And then I realized, is that supposed to be your face?
Yeah, I'm all of these hot women.
Because it's so weird. I don't remember which one I saw, but I think it was on a dude. And I'm like from a movie or something. And I'm like, is that... Because it doesn't look like you at all.
I haven't done many dudes. I've done Jack Sparrow.
Maybe that was it.
Fairly effeminate. I didn't post it, but there's a 1980s like calisthenic workout with this black dude, and I didn't like I know how Reface works, but I didn't think it would make my skin
Did you digital
so black.
blackface?
Yes, I was so black, and my face basically worked, and I was like, I can't put this on the internet.
Yeah.
This is on a line. This is on a line.
Yeah.
Me pretending to be a powerful female with Matthew Lillard's beard is one thing, but me pretending to be I'm not claiming to be black. I'm just putting myself in black stuff. I was eager to make myself a Brazilian dance team, and then I was like, "That's South Brazil, man. This looks like blackfacing." Yep. It had a whole bunch of me twerking in it. It was really uncomfortable. I had the one where I thought it would make me Chris Evans, but it just makes me the girl next to Chris Evans on red carpets.
That's funny.
Oh, I was Iron Man.
That's the one. That's the one that I saw where I was like, I couldn't figure it out. It just looks like a completely different person.
Yeah, that's not one of the good ones. And Iron Man's so iconic, and most of it's him in a suit. Females are generally weaker and easier to take over with my face, so it's. I think I really enjoyed being Sandra Bullock from Miss Congeniality, but it probably wasn't the most convincing one.
Didn't see it.
Those are the only ones that I actually know who I was pretending to be. Everyone else was just some female from something. And I was like, they've got curly hair, I've got curly hair, let's do it. The other thing that I've been doing, another platform I might be I've already made an account, but I might be taking seriously for the fun. A talented teenage coder has created MySpace.
Oh, I saw something about that.
Yeah, it's called spacehey.com, and I do have an account. It is active, and I do have 3 friends.
Huh.
And damn it if it doesn't feel pretty much just like old MySpace, in that I'm confused to use it again, and I don't remember any HTML coding. So I was going and looking at templates on here to put on, and I was going to do Sad Boy, but I didn't want to. All the people making templates are like, give me credit and all that type of shit. Which is not bad, and you should do that type of thing, but it just seemed like it was a lot of work. And just like 2005, there's no actual app. There is a mobile-friendly web page, but it's all web browser.
That is so crazy to think about. That apps just were not a thing at that point.
Yeah, because I'm on the social media platform, and I'm like, I got to keep a Chrome browser open with this shit.
That's so weird.
And they're like, yeah, it's totally vintage. You have your bulletins, you have your IM, and you can customize the crap out of your profile with music playlists. The only modern features are that you can link your modern social medias, so people can jump off your Space Hey and go there. And you can link Link Spotify now, because Spotify didn't exist when MySpace existed, but you can add a Spotify playlist instead of some random code embedder. Which I'm sure you can still embed whatever you want. You take the... Back when people used to do stuff like this, I haven't used the embed link on a YouTube video in a long time. But you could theoretically do that here. So my mom has been convinced to finally get off of Facebook because her fighting with the Republicans in the family has gotten so stressful and petty. My mom started a Discord server to talk to us.
Well, there you go.
It's so progressive.
Yeah?
And she has a selfie thumbnail that looks like she's surprised to be turning on a camera. And she just posts random stuff in there sometimes. I should participate more in my mom's Discord. It's got me, my sisters, like a few of her friends, and my aunt. Which is how life should be, man. Little pockets of internet you and just your friends can get to. I watch Keegan's Discord all the time and just see them chatting and feel like jumping in, but I don't.
And I'm still, like, don't really understand Discord, so I don't do any of that shit. The only times I've used Discord is when we were doing D&D and whenever you and I used it for one podcast.
It's the coolest platform. It's like TeamSpeak. It's TeamSpeak. It's just better TeamSpeak.
Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
All right. You didn't play enough games over the internet then.
I sure did not.
So you don't have to do voice and video channels. You can also do different chat channels and different subjects. So it's like if you wanted to have an isolated Reddit, you could essentially do an isolated Reddit on your Discord and invite your community via link to your Discord and have different text channels where you can discuss different topics. Like I'm looking at my mom's Discord and there's general, games, and music, which I'm pretty sure are the defaults for just text channels. So if we want to go in there and just chat at everybody or drop a meme, we go to general. I guess if we were talking about video games, which has nothing in it, we do that. Let me jump over to John's real quick. John's cultivated a more precise Discord because he's using Discord to build his audience like a smart person.
Yeah.
He's got the general chat, which is aimed everyday chatter. He should clean that up. Then he's got one just for photography, just one for blacksmithing, which he doesn't do, just one for leather work, and then he's got the live stream chat, which he uses Restream.io to take all of his live stream chats and put it in the Discord, which is helpful. Because while I was live streaming, I was able to just read chats off of Discord instead of have some other screen up. And then, it goes like that. You can use it as a text chat channel. You can meet people there. You can talk directly with people there. Or you can basically just run little forum boards there. You can, like little subreddits.
Huh.
So for audience building, if you wanted to directly engage, it's dope. It's how all these people like H3 pull people out of chats to do voice calls to have them call into shows. You just use Discord. You just give them a link to the private voice channel and then call them in. It's super great. This Discord.
So I think that's the reason why I was never sure what exactly it all was, is because it's kind of everything, I guess.
It is the dopest.
All right.
It's just not the jet. It's not really social media. It's not Twitter. It's not Facebook. You're not farting into the wind and trying to get traction. But if you were building an audience and you wanted to see what people were talking about or casually interact with your audience throughout the day, yeah, start a Discord. Drop your fans a link and shit like that. Put extra content in your Discord. It's a good way to do that. John's got exclusive photography in his Discord. Like once he's done with the video, he puts some highlights of the photography in the video, but then he puts all of his shots in the Discord.
Hell yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah, every once in a while, if I go over to John's, I'll probably do some kind of video game live stream. He'll turn off his music streaming channel, and I'll put some kind of game on because he's got the Black Magic switcher now. So it's just like it's like three plugins and a button, and we're streaming games. It's pretty easy to set up real quick.
Damn.
Yeah. Cool times. I did more than I thought. Yeah, the live stream stuff is cool. I would definitely like to do more streaming and get back on the internet.
Hell yeah.
Especially with Smash Brothers. I need an excuse to play more Smash Brothers. I'm rusty.
I'm rustier.
I'm sure you are.
I've never been as good anyways.
I need to get to play. I need to go over to Keegan's and hang out with Keegan because I know that he's one, we just haven't hung out in a while, and two, other people have used their stimulus checks to get Switches. So now there's a lot more people in his friend group that are playing Smash, and he's training a team, and he needs another competitive-ish player to come in and be good fodder, be like a difficult opponent for them that can stop and break down what's going on.
Well then. That's crazy.
It would be. It sounds like fun.
Yep. I have just been working on things and working. And yep, that's kind of just it. Just stressing myself out, making sure that I overwork myself in every possible way.
For what?
So I can get stuff done.
Is it all just editing shit?
Yeah, mostly.
Feels like you should be done with that shit by now.
Yeah, but I'm trying to do so much. I only have so much time set aside for each thing, plus working a full-time job and trying to get enough sleep and be able to exercise and all that shit.
Are you going to the gym?
No. I want to go to the gym, but I need to get vaccinated first.
Are you on schedule for vaccination?
Nope.
Balls. Have you applied?
No, I didn't know it was an option.
Yeah, you have to apply. John's already applied. I think his is coming in April or something.
Huh.
I don't know how any of that stuff works. I assume it costs money, and I don't have any money, so I ain't worried about it.
I'm pretty sure it's free.
You would think it should be free. I bet it's $50 to $100.
Pretty sure it's free.
If it's $100, you gonna skip it?
No.
Yeah.
I want to be able to go see people. I want to be able to go to the gym. That's been bugging me a lot.
What are you doing for exercise?
Just a lot of yoga and HIIT training.
HIIT training?
Yeah, high intensity interval training. So it's like it's cardio, but it's also like it's like you do 30 seconds of a exercise and then you take a 10-second rest and then you do 30 seconds of that exercise and then you take a 10-second rest and you just do that over and over with like 10 different exercises.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. And then I was looking into getting some weights and I was like, I'm going to just get like a 30-pound kettlebell and call it good. And it's like, oh yeah, it's like $60 for one. And I'm like, ugh.
Just get the Walmart kettlebells.
Ugh. I looked up on Walmart.com and it's pretty much the same price.
My 20-pounder was $30.
Well, I need a 30-pounder. And that's apparently like 50 to 60.
I also bought mine before the pandemic.
That's true. So it probably everything went up. Like Amazon has their own brand or whatever that's like $40 for a 30-pound, but it's completely sold out. So it's like, what do I do? So I'm gonna get some like workout bands that there's like $30. They have like up to 50-pound resistance. So I can do that kind of workout that way until I can go back to the gym.
Whale. So what are you going to do when you get your vaccine? Working out, going and seeing people you didn't name, but yeah.
Well, you.
Oh.
People
yeah.
I didn't name. It's going to be you. It's going to be John. Like, you know, the people that I used to hang out with over a year ago.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine that a year has passed. It doesn't feel like anything.
Yeah, last time I went to John's house was in January of 2020.
And seeing you again is going to be like, oh, I saw you last week.
Yeah. Nothing's changed except that your hair is now like down to your ankles.
It is kind of nuts. But seeing me again, we dove straight into talking about stuff we're doing and stuff we did, and almost immediately, 2021, whether it happened or not, disappeared. That's how little happened in 2020. Was that the second that we tried to address it, there was nothing there. We couldn't do it. It was like the opposite of when I got divorced and I couldn't think about the last 8 years because like there's that thing there for 8 years. And now we got the 2020 trauma, and like, what trauma? Nothing happened. We have no memories of it. We can't hold on to us looking at a desk. There's nothing there.
Yeah, like this entire time for me has just been like, keep your head down, focus on getting shit done. Like this whole time. Focus on working out, focus on saving money, focus on editing videos and getting everything the way that I want it to be. So that way, you know, whenever I actually get the vaccine and shit, I can lollygag and hang out with people and spend like a month or two just hanging out with people and shit. And, you know, maybe, I don't know, try to go on a date or something. That was like my plan for 2020. That was like one of my big goals, was like try to go on a date. And now it's like, well, that didn't happen.
You know, you were talking about that your masturbation was stamina focused. And I felt like that was queuing up. You were working out. What? You were trying. We've had this. Deny it? You gonna deny it?
Think, no. All right. I think that was on the podcast that we had that conversation. Yeah. Like that was early on, and that was a fucking joke.
No, it wasn't.
It 100% was.
You've been working out, doing yoga, getting your own place, trying to jerk off for longer. Like it was all learning to cook. Like it's all there.
Learning to cook was never a thing.
You could make a pork roast for this.
Well, badly, yeah.
Yeah, but you have some things in the bag. Breakfast, dude. You gotta look. You take her out for dinner, and then you can cook her breakfast, and she should be gone by lunch. So you've got everything covered. You've been working up to it for a while.
All right. Yeah, sure. That's hilarious to me, though. Because I forgot we ever had that conversation. Because, yeah, the conversation happened, but that's not in my mind as a thing.
Stamina-focused masturbating is a clear sign you're getting back on the horse.
Would that even work? Is that like, can you train yourself that way?
There's compilation videos for jerk-off training. Don't nut challenges and whatnot.
Yeah, but I don't think those are legit. I think those are just like No Nut November. That's not real.
I mean, you can. I mean, if you're just like getting done as quick as you can all the time, like what's the expectation that you can hold yourself off from the excitement of just busting and taking a nap?
I don't know. I've never thought about it, because in those instances where you're like, oh, I need to get done quick, and then you just do. Like, I don't know.
Which is great. And you want to be able to do that. You definitely want to be able to do that. But, you know, that's not... You gotta at least get 7 minutes in real time, which, like, I don't know. In practice time, you probably want to average 12 to 15. You know, like a property sex video. Those are about that range. Cam girl gold shows are probably too quick and too expensive. Hanging out in cam girl chats, though, and keeping up, yeah.
No, thank you.
I
don't want to watch stuff that I can't skip through. And the same with like Twitch streams and shit. It's like, nah, I don't want to watch this live, because if they get stuck on like a boss or something for hours, I want to be able to skip to the end. It's the same with cam girls. It's like, yeah, they're doing stuff I'm not super interested in, and I don't want to wait for them to do something that I care about. Ugh.
That's kind of the exciting stuff about live podcasts with good structures, is that it's, and even then I'll wait until they're already recorded. And then also, games done quick.
Yep.
Because you know they're not going to mess up too many times, and if they do, it's just kind of part of the journey. Like, if we had to watch me play Mega Man 2 Something that I frequently run into is that sometimes I'll expend all my ammo just before the Wily boss fight, and I haven't drilled being able to do it without certain types of ammo. So we could wind up with a reset right at the end of the game, and that would piss people off.
Yeah. Sounds like a bad time.
It is. Dating's a good idea. I can't go do that while I'm a hoarding psychopath, but I've got the dog.
Yeah, man, that's a win right there.
It is.
I think that puts us on fairly even ground.
Yeah, you have your long masturbating, and I have my dog.
Yes, that's what I was referring to.
He'll snuggle, and he's a capacity. He's at a capacity for affection, and that's important.
Yeah, I still have too many walls.
Like to have a dog.
No, to give affection in any kind of way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and being single makes you realize that being in a relationship is actually a lot of difficulty.
Yeah, I still have a lot of thoughts about that. Just being like, ugh, there's so much like negative that comes along with it.
With these bitches.
With dating in general, because it's like, yeah, but now they expect my time, and I can't just do what I want when I want, no matter what. There has to be a little bit of compromise at least. And I don't know if I'm ready for that. So whenever I do start dating, it's going to be like, this is going to be like the most casual thing possible, and you got to have hobbies. This lady's got to have hobbies.
As Ronda Rousey would say, "Don't do nothing, bitches."
Yeah.
Because what's gonna be the situation if you have to if you wind up? Well, I guess I don't know. I'd say it was once the idea that what's gonna happen if we wind up on a film set for 6 months, or we do something that requires touring. Like if you start making your laptop music and then you can go tour that, then you're gonna be gone a while.
Yeah. Yep. I don't want to be in a relationship where either person feels like the other person is their one and only thing in the world.
No, that's teenager shit. You get over that.
Yep.
You know these hoes. Let me pull up that post.
He has posted so much shit recently where I just I
didn't realize that.
Are you kidding me?
I didn't realize that for the last 80 days he's done nothing but post insecure incel shit.
Yeah, I've dropped an oof or two on a few of his posts, but I'm just like, man, I don't even. There's a lot of stuff he's been posting and shit where I'm just like, I'm just gonna stay out of it because he'll figure it out maybe, or he won't. Fuck it, that's his problem.
Yeah, I think the one that you oofed was the one that I can't find. I think you deleted it. Yeah. Anyway, women just want to date abusive dudes, trailer park shit. They don't want none of this good D from this good G. They don't want nice boys. They don't want pensions.
I mean, sure, immature girls. Immature girls are like that, I suppose. But that's when you get these immature guys being like, oh, blah, 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 blah. How about, I don't know, be an adult and date an adult? I don't know.
You can. Yeah, that's what Tinder's for. You can get a little bio and reject them for their thoughts and opinions before you meet them.
Yeah.
Which is what you want to do. That's the good stuff.
That's probably not true, but...
No,
I mean, people do that, but I'm saying that's probably not something you want to do.
At least look at their tweets if you can, which you should be able to link your Twitter on your OkCupids or your Tinder. Because you can put a lot of stuff on your dating profile, and then I go over to your Twitter, and it's, repulsiveness.
Yeah. I've not looked at a dating site in quite a few years. I think probably before I met you, so...
before you met me, you were only like 23.
Yep.
No, you weren't
I
even
was
23.
21. 21, 22, yeah, something like that.
Way too young for dating sites. God, what was even back? OkCupid existed back then.
Yeah, I had one before that, like right after me and my ex broke up, like right around that time.
You were already looking.
Well, I was looking out of like rebound energy situation, but it was such a short thing. Like I basically made it and looked at it like once or twice, and then was just like, okay, I'm bored, and then got super focused into sanitarium pictures and all that shit. So
I had an OkCupid for a similar reason. I posted some new, not nude pictures, some modern pictures on there. Once in a while, I'll get a bump. I'll see it on my Google social tab. Some big girl likes me, wants me to meet her kids.
That's
when it gets
fun.
cold, when it's big boy season, I get a bump.
Is it big boy season right now?
Oh yeah, it's got to be big boy season.
That would be the other thing. It's like I would probably just like make a profile and then never look at it.
If I was gonna do something and start taking it seriously, I would probably go someplace like Bumble, the one where the girls have to hit you up first.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, that feels more comfortable and safe. And there's like, if there's none of that awkwardness about girls being like, well, I liked you and you didn't hit me up. It was like kind of like you started as a ghost. And I was like, not on Bumble. You gotta check my pulse, bitch. You gotta tab in. You gotta do something.
You gotta be the one to drop a fancy pickup line.
That's true. And girls can drop whatever pickup line they want. They like, I'm Tabitha. I consent is everything anybody needs.
Sure.
Yeah, that's it. You're off to the races.
I know, like r/Tinder. Like, there's some hilarious stuff on there where you just see like girls just giving like one-word answers and shit. And there's just so many. No, just stuff like, "Hey, how's it going?" Or "How are you?" "Good." It's like, okay, and then you just keeps going on. It's just one-word replies and shit. And a lot of the time it just ends in really good jokes because some of these people on there are just so used to this fucking nonsense that just makes some great comedy gold out there on r/Tinder.
I might start getting into Reddit if I don't take off on Space Hay. But yeah, that sounds... I'm glad that those stories end in people being comedic and not what usually happens if a girl doesn't give you a real answer for 5 text messages and the guy is just like, "You stupid bitch."
Oh no, you got to go to r/Nice Guys for that. That's a legit place that's just full of incels exploding over nothing. And then they also have nice girls as well doing the same thing.
I would probably go to Nice Girls because I don't like the nice guy content. It actually upsets me. It actually makes me like gross, like feel gross to read it.
Yeah, it is. It's super cringy.
Yeah.
But, sometimes the girl has a really great response at the end, though. So it's got a good punchline.
Yeah, like all your dick pics belong to us. Because for some reason, women are allowed to do revenge porn. People get applause when a woman says that, your dick pics are my property thing, and then like they share them. But you put one picture of your girlfriend on Pornhub, and you could actually like go to jail.
I don't know about any of that. I've never. Like, I know that I've heard of girls like sharing dick pics with like their friends, like privately, but not. I don't know anything about like sharing it on public websites or anything like that.
Oh, plenty of girls tweet out dick pics, mostly the ones that get unsolicited, which is fair. If you're if you send one unsolicited, it's public domain, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think that's a fair punishment.
Revenge porn has laws, though, and women seem to get a social pass from it.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's a double standard there that shouldn't be there, but it's there for other things as well.
That's true, and that's why they don't have
pedophilia.
Now people are starting to catch up to that. Women are starting to
Yeah.
get really busted for that.
Yeah, but it's still like if that shit's mentioned, male teacher's way worse than female teacher.
When I was 18,
That's
I
how
had a
it's treated.
22-year-old. When I was 18, I had a 22-year-old science teacher, and that felt okay to me. If that were to happen, 18
I mean,
to
yeah,
22.
if you're 18.
Yeah.
I mean, the power is the problem there, though.
I don't think that she had any more power over me than just a really hot female does.
There's still a structural power dynamic.
I mean,
It's not a huge jump from student to teacher, but like, but it is there. It's supposed to be there at least.
yeah, I don't know what it really is.
Because they can tell you whether or not you can go to the bathroom.
I could definitely see something intimate like a coach taking advantage of a student being like really, really, really bad, or even just grooming a student for when they get out of school, like mentor positions. That you shouldn't be doing that. You should never be fucking anything that looks up to you.
Exactly.
That's absolutely
100%.
But I didn't take this teacher to be a hero of sorts. I took her to be like, you're looking hot. You got that. But I don't. I'm tepid to bring up the name because I don't know how the algorithm is going to treat it. But have you ever seen Gina Carano's weigh-in photos for when she was an MMA fighter?
I don't think so.
She was smoking. Looked a lot like this teacher. Just had a real stocky athletic build, but still great tits.
Alright.
Kind of wider.
She just got fired.
Yeah, she got fired for kind of. So she just. I mean, like if they're gonna fire her, then fire your mother. She didn't do anything worse than anyone's, like the average person's parents would tweet.
I mean, that's fair. Like, I do almost feel like it was kind of an overreaction, but at the same time, it's like this is a company based on publicity.
I just don't know which one's really like the one to cancel her. That she listed her pronouns on her Twitter, which, if you're listing your pronouns on your Twitter, you deserve to get made fun of. The one that she deleted, the newest one, which seems like to be it happened the same day as she got fired, was the Republicans are Jews.
Yeah. Yep, that's the one where I'm like, ugh. I mean, there's other.
It shouldn't offend. It doesn't go after anybody. It doesn't insult anybody. It's just a stupid comment.
Yeah, I mean, it can be offensive to some people.
You gotta really opt to take offense there, because it's not anti-Semitic. Like,
yeah, but comparing being a Republican to, like the Holocaust and shit, there's a pretty big difference there.
no, there's a huge difference. It's not a good analogy. It's a stupid thing to say. But
Yep.
she's been, she was a voting denier. That's one of the most unattractive things about her is she kind of seemed to be on board with the QAnon thing, but I thought that we were taking sympathy with this QAnon people who wanted to reform and not storm the Capitol. And we're arresting like 4 people a week that stormed the Capitol. They're really cracking down on those people, and
Yeah,
applause
they should.
for that. Yeah, I'm all about that. But no, she was just like she just seemed to be like kind of an average idiot. Just don't check her Twitter. If she could be in The Mandalorian and you just don't look at her Twitter.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that one is kind of within Disney's right to do that, just because it's the publicity thing. Because obviously that right there can hurt their bottom line. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not saying,
maybe.
we should feel bad for Disney, but I'm saying from their perspective, this will injure our product. Like, get her out.
I don't think anybody stopped watching The Mandalorian because the get rid of fire Gina Carano has been something I read once a week for like the last 6 months. I just didn't think they would do it because it seemed like Favreau had her back on this stuff. But I guess she's, in Disney's fairness, there's definitely no way that somebody hasn't talked to her about this.
Yeah, and that's the big thing, I think, is obviously somebody mentioned it. And the fact that she just kept going, like, she had a warning. She had to have had a warning.
Multiple warnings, because she's been hit on this for like 5 tweets.
Yeah.
I guess is she good in The Mandalorian? I haven't seen it.
Like, she's fine, I guess. I don't really care. I've not cared for her character much at all. So,
I went and
it's
looked
whatever
up
to
the
me.
Cara Dune highlights, and all of, like, there really wasn't much acting there, and what little acting was there was just reminded me of Captain Marvel, which is not a good characterization. And then the physical stuff was good, as you would expect, because she's an MMA fighter, and her punches should look real.
Yeah.
She's knocked out 7 people professionally.
There have been quite a few characters on that show, especially ones that popped up in season 1 that are like really kind of flat, and she's one of them. So whenever she came back in season 2, I was not excited.
I saw news of her spin-off was possible at the same time as one of the first cancel her tweets.
Yeah, there was supposed to be a spin-off. I don't know if they're just going to recast her. They probably will. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Well, I don't think either of us are really interested in this topic. You go ahead and bounce off of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I guess I have some updates from past things.
Hell yeah.
Arcade. I fucked around with that some more, and it turns out that it's all loops, so it's not super useful. So I got rid of it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I was thinking about checking out because Spitfire said it was on Arcade, and I was like, I want a VST.
Yeah, I could not find anything that wasn't loops, and then I looked up in like forums and shit, and it's like all just loops that you can manipulate, and it's like, that's way less interesting to me.
No, screw
So I
that.
got rid of it. And then another one, DaVinci. DaVinci Resolve. I'm not using it anymore.
What are you doing?
I just got Premiere.
Oh,
And only
man.
Premiere. And it's way better.
Did you pirate Premiere CS6?
No, I'm just paying $22 a month for it.
Man, that is whack. You can still import your GIMPs though, so you don't need Photoshop.
Yeah.
And you didn't use Audition.
I mean, I did,
Oh,
but
sad.
I'll have to figure out something else with that. I
Yeah,
think I
just
could
use-
probably get Reaper.
Yeah, just use Reaper.
I also found in Premiere there's an audio section that I've been messing around with just today, in fact, that is quite useful.
There's a lot of stuff in there. You don't have to go to Audition unless you're going to mix a film.
Oh yeah, and Premiere is also very useful for thumbnails, because GIMP is still really hard to use just to make thumbnails and shit, but you can make them in Premiere super easy. So,
How are you doing that? Just doing screenshots?
yep. You just take all the stuff you want in it, you line it up all nice, you take a screenshot, and there's your thumbnail. Perfect.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But the problem that I had with DaVinci was that first podcast that I put up that got all weird and messed up.
That definitely seemed like a... Go ahead.
And took it was a 17-hour render, and I had to turn everything all the way down, and I put it on a 480p, and it was still a 12-hour render for a podcast of a single fucking image.
That sounds like
When
a problem.
In Premiere, for a podcast of that same length, it's about an hour to render.
That still sounds kind of silly, but...
Like, it's a lot, but it's a 3-hour podcast, so obviously. But a 12-hour render, like, that's stupid. And I'm just thinking, like, how is it going to be whenever I actually try to put out a video that's like 45 minutes to an hour long that has any kind of graphical anything? This is going to be impossible.
Yes, it would. Especially if it's going to be duplicating audio tracks.
Yeah. like, what the shit was that?
I don't know. I was trying to think. It was like, did Zach fuck this up? And then I was thinking about ways that you do that manually to fuck that up, and I was like, no. No.
Yeah, that was nuts. Because I had no idea. And then all the time codes were off and everything, so I couldn't put the time codes on like I wanted to. Ugh.
Are you doing the YouTube time code things, like the chapter thing?
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. I like it when people do that.
Yeah. So that just kind of fucked up everything. So I was just like, nope, I'm not doing DaVinci. I'll just pay for Premiere. Which, once again, sucked even more than I thought it did, because it was like, oh, okay, so if you're doing this, if you're going to pay for a year's worth, then it's $22 a month. If you're not, then it's like $34 a month.
I was thinking about if I was to go and at least get Photoshop, I would probably go back to CS6. I'd probably try to find a copy. Because like my Photoshop knowledge stops at 2013 or 14, and I went into Photoshop recently to help John with a video, where it was his Peter Lundgren inspired video with the magic cards and his friend Jamie and his daughter.
Okay.
The ending shot, the girl catches a deck of flipped cards, like her dad flips the table, and that sends the cards everywhere. And then there's a shot of all of the cards assembling into the little girl's hand, like she manages to catch her deck.
Okay.
So of course, what really happened was her mom was on the ground and slapped her hand, and then the cards go in the air, and it's a reverse shot of you know how reverse footage works.
Yeah.
So John had trouble masking that out. He had a total like brain fart doing it. He had like 8 layers for each like opacity instance of his mask, trying to scrub out the mom, and like duplicated. He had duplicated 1 layer of footage so that there would be black underneath the mask, and then he kept tracking the mask, and then he didn't have enough black for the track, and also I could still see the mom moving around at the corners of the mask, so the mask was just bad. So I brought a still of it into Photoshop, a couple of stills, so we could see all the ranges of motion for the hand, and just created a solid for 1 layer for the mask to travel over. And it took me, and that's something that I've done for a lot of stuff. That's an effect that we used in her story for the blood pouring over the hand. It's clean plate, and then the bottle of blood was in the shot pouring onto his hand, and I just masked it out and put the clean plate up there. It's a very standard technique.
Yeah, it's very simple.
Yeah, but I go to Photoshop and it takes me I'm staring at it for like 30 minutes. I haven't used it in a long time, and I figured everything out that I needed to do, but I'm so not native to that type of program anymore that I was just staring at it like it was the first time I'd seen it. It was hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
So I might as well just get CS6. Like, there's no reason for me to have 2021 Photoshop.
I mean, that's fair if you can get it, because like the updates and stuff are normally worse than. They normally mess up something that's completely unrelated to the updates.
The only thing that I would want from modern Premiere would be Lumetri. I do like that color plugin. It's the fastest way to color grade really and get a decent result. But if I can get an old copy of Adobe Speed Grade, I'll just use that.
Hell yeah.
Because I don't want to use DaVinci really either. Like I told my sister how to use it over the phone. I know enough about DaVinci, but John hated cutting his vlog. He cut 3 vlogs with it as part of a challenge, and he hated using DaVinci. And it is resource heavy like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm just like, I need like a freaking crazy expensive computer like to be able to use this in any way. Plus, probably not use the free version. Probably actually get the studio version.
You'd probably do it for $800.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
that was crazy. But yeah, like Premiere is just infinitely better. I don't know if I don't do color correction and stuff like that. I am most of my videos and stuff are already like shit from movies and video games and animation and stuff, so I don't have to deal with any of that color grading. But yeah, so I have DaVinci still on my computer and shit. I might use it for audio stuff potentially if I decide to mess with that. But the fact that I found audio stuff in Premiere already, that might work better or easier.
Premiere's audio suite has gotten better and better. It's totally workable.
Yeah. So I'll probably just stick with that.
Sounds like you got software licked then.
Say that
you
again?
have to pay. Sounds like you have the software licked. You do have to pay $22 an effing month.
Yeah, which sucks. But I've been getting shit done. Like whenever I had to sit there and learn DaVinci, and then I had to figure out how to do the stuff I would normally do in Premiere, and then the render time was just too much to fucking deal with. It was just a big waste of time, kind of.
Is that your main update?
Yep. I believe so.
I did a pork roast Zach style this week. No crock
Oh.
pot. I've done a couple of roasts now, and I gotta say I kind of like the product better.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I switched to the crock pot, and I was liking it better.
Well, shit. So the first
That's interesting.
pork, I got like a giant pork butt for one of the first roasts, and it was too much. There's just too much fat on that meat.
Oh, gotcha.
It's big. It was a big bone-in pork butt, and it's like it still tasted okay. But this pork loin roast was really good. I like it. The only thing that makes it better than a crock pot right now is that crock pot meat always winds up shredded meat, which is fine if it's tasty enough and you can throw a can of salsa in there or something. You can make it. You can put a lot of flavor in it, but it's got no texture after a couple of days.
Yeah, that's fair. I've been doing it like 2 weeks basically. So that's how I'll make a pork roast and then it'll be lunch for 2 weeks.
What are you putting on your pork roast when you crock pot it?
Salt, pepper, and onion powder.
Hell yeah. Onion powder.
Canola oil. It's not canola oil. Olive oil. It's olive oil.
You just put that in the crock pot and that works?
Well, I crock pot the thing, and then before I go to work in the morning, I'll put it in the skillet and do it that way.
Get a sear?
Yep.
There's something wrong with my brain because I didn't look up any crock pot recipes before I jumped in that bitch. So my crock pot's always full of liquid plus meat. That's probably why it's turning out too broken up.
Yeah, I always put a teeny tiny bit of water down at the bottom, maybe half an inch.
No, I was almost submerging meat when I first started doing it. Did
it turn into Jell-O?
No, it just cooks. It cooks until you shred it. I was just concerned that I was concerned that if it wasn't in something hot that it wouldn't cook, but the crock pot gets hot like an oven, basically just a slow oven. You don't need that much liquid.
Yeah.
The Reddit roast probably has too much liquid, but I'm dying to try the Reddit roast. Situations where it's okay to submerge, I think. I have a tortilla. I do chicken tortilla soup in there, and that's good. Obviously, I add the chips afterwards, but that could just be full of volume.
Hell yeah.
And then if I'm doing a meat plus red beans for red beans and rice, that's fine. It'd be a little watery.
Yeah, I just got a bunch of chicken thighs, and I'm thinking about sticking those in the crock pot, making just some shredded chicken thighs.
Shredding thighs. Saving lives.
But I don't know how that'll turn out. I guess I'll just try it and see how it goes.
It'll be meat.
Yeah?
At the very least, you'll wind up with the protein.
It's true. And some good fat, too.
Some good high-quality fat content. Gotta get that fat in there.
Yep.
Joe Rogan says so.
A lot of people says so.
Yep. A lot of
Fat's
smarter
good for
people.
your organs.
A lot of smarter people than Joe Rogan says so.
Yep.
He just keeps getting dumber.
Yeah, really?
I'm not watching him. I'm not watching him because he's on Spotify and I'm not going over there. But
Yeah.
I finally watched some of his highlight clips. And his outros to send you to Spotify are 30 seconds longer than they used to be. So few
Because
people
he's making
are,
money over there.
No, because I think it's different. He's making money over there, but his 30 seconds longer because he has to emphasize you can listen on Spotify for free. You do not need a premium account. I am uploading everything on Spotify. You can get the video on Spotify.
That's what I was saying. Is he's trying to drag everybody over there? He's got to explain a lot. That's funny.
He's gone into he's crossed the line from public health messaging into like irresponsible COVID talking points.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing to promote immunity. It's another thing to say that you don't need to get a vaccine if you're healthy.
Yep, because scientists will tell you, oh, do you know how herd immunity works?
And it's important to remind people that Joe Rogan was a moon landing denier for most of his life.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's always been a big conspiracy theorist. You don't just go hang out with Alex Jones because you like his company. You like getting high with somebody who says crazy shit, but also he's kind of one of those people who gets involved in that shit too much. So his conspiracy theory side is coming out in a time where I think most people are fucking sick of conspiracy theorists.
Yeah. He'll always just be the host of Fear Factor to me.
That's fair.
And then, like, suddenly everybody started listening to him like he was an authority on all kinds of things. Because he's very confident in his words. He speaks with such authority. But it's just insane.
He's done a lot of valuable speaking on things like the promotion of psychedelics and health, and obviously he's a fitness influencer that's not a total loser or moron, and he has a lot of scientists on all the time, so you hear from real professional smart people, but then he distills that sometimes into stupid shit.
Yeah. I mean, and I feel like that's more dangerous than just being a moron.
As Bert Kreischer famously said, stupid people shouldn't be allowed to read.
All right.
And then he made an actually pretty decent 40-minute. He was stumbling through it, but at the end of it, he came out of a 40-minute argument about like, no, dumb people shouldn't read. You give them information and they take the wrong thing from it. Makes them more dangerous.
Yeah. But I mean, it's kind of like Joe Rogan's kind of got the Fox News situation going on. Even if he's like saying you can sit there and say the shit the way that it is, super truthful and everything, but as soon as you start dropping in weird conspiracy-esque opinions with it and blurring the line, dumb people can't see the difference.
He should be allowed to talk about that stuff on it, like when he has friends over to get fucking high and talk about crazy shit, and that's the episode.
Yeah.
And those are fun as shit episodes.
Sure.
And those usually come off as jokes. I don't know if like the election special with Alex Jones and Tim Dillon, I don't think that was one of those things where like a really, really, really dumb person was clear that Alex Jones is a moron. And sometimes that is the danger of talking to people. Like, I don't like the idea like of saying, oh, you've given this person a platform or legitimized them. But sometimes if you don't push back, Dr. Drew actually got 2 streams taken down after they were put on VOD, like the saved stream on YouTube, because he had 2 doctors on that he just wanted to talk to and that he disagreed with, but he didn't, like, I watched both of those and I didn't think he disagreed with them at all, and they were talking all about, like, bad COVID treatment techniques and the effectiveness of hydrochloroquine, but when I watched both of those, and I'm a reasonable person by my own standards, and I thought he agreed with them. And his defense was that he didn't agree with him. You got to push back enough. You can legitimize.
Exactly.
Idiots.
you cannot sit there and just let people say whatever they want without arguing with them.
I'm
Like,
not
it's
a
one
doctor.
thing to. Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why it happened on Dr. Drew to me was because I don't fucking know anything about medical science.
Yeah. All right. Me either. I'm not a doctor, but I like to listen to, the doctor people. Dr. Drew doesn't count. He's as much of a doctor as Dr. Phil to me. Or Dr. Oz. They're all selling something.
He doesn't sell any products or merch. I don't know. No, he has 40 years in addiction treatment and a lot of stuff.
Well, okay. I mean, that's fine. Like, he's a doctor in those areas. But as far as, like, viruses or anything like that, that's what I'm saying. He's not specialized in, like, medicine.
Hey, he's a
very
clinician.
specifically...
He plays with this stuff. He has immunology training. He's better than Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz sells weight loss shakes.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. And Dr. Phil got his license taken away.
Yeah, I thought he didn't even have a license.
Yeah.
He's a loser.
Point is, Dr. Drew was a host.
Yes.
That's been his big thing. That's why people know who he is.
Yeah, from giving sex advice and health advice from Loveline, and he also did Celebrity Rehab, which I also didn't watch.
Yeah. I listened to Loveline when I was like 13 because it was on the Cat at some point, or the Buzz, one of those two stations. It would come on late at night or whatever, and it would just be on. So I heard like some of it. That's where I knew him from.
He knows a lot. He practices still. He's. I mean, if you were gonna pick a celebrity doctor to listen to, he's not a bad pick. But he didn't push back on those people enough, and I'm dumb. And yeah, you gotta push a little bit if someone's saying something wrong.
Yeah, you gotta let the audience know that you don't agree with it.
Yeah.
That there are questions here. That it's not just, oh yeah, absolutely. And the people are like, oh yeah, I like this guy, so obviously I'm going to agree with what he agrees with.
I was still tepid about the outcomes. I was like, I'm still not going to let someone give me hydrochloroquine unless, like, it seems like the only option. But there's better options. I'll ask for the other things that people have said, ask your doctor for this. If I was in a position to do that. Actually, if I got COVID and I'd go to the hospital, I'm probably just going to die.
Well, don't get it then.
I'm trying not to.
Me too. I'm trying very hard. I did want to mention one more thing.
Okay.
I wanted to mention Pokemon cards.
The Burger King Pokemon cards?
No, I just heard about that in passing. That's weird. Actually, I think it's McDonald's. Either way, no. I wanted to talk about how the market has gone fucking nuts. And I hate it. So I bought a box of Pokemon cards, an Elite Trainer box thing for $60 like 3 or 4 months ago. And I've heard fucking Logan Paul made the fucking Pokemon card shit explode because he went and spent $2 million on Pokemon cards and it made the fucking market just go crazy. So I looked up this same box on Amazon where I bought it before, and it's now going for $395.
Sell it. Before the market corrects, sell it.
Yeah.
John got
I'm thinking about it.
John's sister.
I just want to be able to buy more. I just want to be able to buy more Pokemon cards, and it's like, fuck, dude, they're so expensive for anything now.
Go buy them in store. They can't gouge you in a store.
I mean, I like to buy them kind of in bulk, like in boxes and stuff, not just like single packs. So like whenever I'm doing that, like it doesn't matter. Like if you're buying like the normal ass packs and stuff, they still go for like $4.18. But anything bigger than that, even like the boxes that were like at Walmart for $12 are now going for like over 20.
That's at Walmart?
Yeah.
Whack.
Like at Walmart, like everything like went nuts. And it's not stopping because it wasn't like Logan Paul started it, but then a whole bunch of other people were like, "Oh, this is a thing? We can just go spend a shit ton of money on Pokemon cards and make this nuts?" And they did.
You know what you should do is go buy stock.
Stock in the Pokemon company?
Yeah, because it's a meme stock now. So if you get in quickly, you can cash in just before the bubble breaks.
Just like GameStop?
Yeah, which was the best thing that has ever happened to society, and I'm super proud of those people for doing it.
Yeah, they might have saved AMC.
Yeah, I might buy stock in AMC if it dips down again. So John got got a referral link on Robinhood, so he got a free stock in some stupid company, and he sold it for $15 to say he made money in the stock market. But then he put his $15 100% into Dogecoin. And it's gone up.
Fucking
Dogecoin's gone up 4 cents since Elon tweeted about it.
Yeah, because Elon's a fucking meme lord.
Yes, he is. He's the best. And now that I look at this new era of internet trading and civilians manipulating the stock market, what I would do, despite that Robinhood has made a lot of people mad, is get one of these free stocks, liquidate it, and either invest in AMC once it goes down again, because you bet your tuckus that people are going to be bailing out exhibition platforms once the pandemic is over, and AMC is going to be right at the front. That's going to go. That is I would bet I'd bet $20 that AMC stays alive and becomes valuable in the future.
Well, I think they're staying alive for sure at this point. It was kind of like I'm not sure, because they were talking about how, they've liquidated a lot of shit and basically made it so it's like, we can last till maybe the end of 2021, possibly. But then all this happened, so it's like, all right, I think we're good now for longer.
Got some assets until the bubble pops, because all those kids are gonna sell it. Because as much as people are diamond grip holding the line on these meme stonks, just as many people, once the thing gets high enough, they're selling.
Oh yeah, like GameStop has already dropped down to like a week ago it was at like $60 a share when it started at $30 and then went all the way up to like $300.
It started at like $4. That's why people were shorting it. They were about to go.
Well, yeah, it was really low. Like one of the dudes from The Big Short was shorting it.
Yeah, he called and gave him advice. I saw that he was trying to save GameStop without investing.
Hilarious.
Yeah, but I would bet on AMC reviving, and also I would go and try to keep an eye on like really small stocks that could become memes, things that you've heard the name of before, small cryptocurrencies like Litecoin and Dogecoin and that type of stuff, and like put $20 in there, put $100 in there.
Yeah,
get thousands.
I don't think I'll ever do like the stock market stuff, because like, talked about this stuff when I was younger, looking into it and everything, and it was just like, it just seems like gambling, and this has just proved. All the people that said, oh no, it's not, because it's kind of like more certain and it's over a certain amount of time that you'll make money and blah blah blah, and it's like
bets.
It's just been proven to me that it is even more of a risk.
It's bets, but it's not poker. It's not a slot machine.
I mean, it's more like blackjack, where if you can count the cards and you play to the numbers and everything, then sure, you have a little bit of an edge there.
Yeah, you can make educated guesses. You can get fucked in a day.
Yeah.
But that's what having that diamond grip is all about. You hold. Eddie sold all of his Bitcoin. I think when he was mining Bitcoin, it was worth like 4 cents, and he farmed a bunch of Bitcoin and sold it when it was at like $13, and bought a house with it.
Hell yeah.
John spent his $15 of free stock money from Robinhood, and he has like 380 something Dogecoins, or Dogecoin shares, whatever it is. So if that goes up, it's like, yeah, it's only 8 cents versus 4 cents right now, but he has 383 shares. If a share becomes even just $1, he's walking away with a lot of extra money. He's
Yeah,
saying
that's true.
he's saying he's gonna diamond grip it till it's $10 a share, which is cool.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
one of those referral links and play with the free money.
Yeah, I've looked into this from a lot of different angles, from a lot of different sources talking about it and shit, and it's like, I don't know. Cuz on one hand, like if it's not a huge I'm pretty good with willpower when it comes to like everything. Like when I quit smoking, I just did it, you know. I don't know if I would be tempted to spend money that I didn't have looking into stuff like this.
No, you have an investment budget, and it can grow itself, sorta. I mean, my stepdad had a $5,000 stock portfolio in 2008 when it crashed. Or sorry, he started buying after the crash. He knew that everything was low right now, so he bought a bunch, and then by like 2011 or something, when he was ready to like put a down payment on a new RV, he had like $5,000 in his portfolio, and he liquidated it and had a deposit.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to make a little bit of money on the stock market, but it is one of those things. Brokers will tell you that only you kind of have to be rich to make a lot of money in investments.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to just see how it goes.
Hold the line. Keep GameStop alive.
I don't know why, but sure.
So more people who shorted it can get fucked.
Sure. I mean, I'm all for that. I don't care about GameStop is my point.
Yeah, I don't love them enough to go in there.
I mean, I've probably been in there. I've been in there fairly recently, not this year or last year, but the year before, because I went and bought some used games from there for my Wii U. And they're very different. Last I was in there, because they mostly are like Hot Topic, and they just sell
Toys.
like pop vinyls and video game merch, you know.
It's a good place to run in for a controller real quick, or to hit those like you did used game sales for outdated consoles.
Yeah.
The last time I went in there was Christmas of 2019. I walked in there and they actually had a Nintendo Classic, and I bought it for my mom for Christmas.
Nice.
With a wireless controller that had latency, and she called me a week later, and she's like, I don't know what happened. I can't beat Mario 3 anymore. And I was
The
like,
lag.
And I was like, it's going to suck, but you might have to use the controller that's in the box because it's wired and will be a lot faster.
Yeah.
Your wireless controller plus your smart TV plus the emulator that's running
that's
the game.
true.
Yeah, you've got three areas of reduced input. And she's like, I don't know what that means. And I was like, use the wired controller. I know it's a short cable, but I'll get you an extender.
Okay, yeah, so you're talking about one of the NES minis?
Yeah, the NES Classics that had the
Yeah.
30 games on it or whatever.
Gotcha.
And she gave me her bootleg one, the Pretendo, that has 600 games, and none of them are real games. The only actual NES game that was on that was a Chinese copy of Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, and I love that game. I couldn't read what was happening, but that game is still so good. I would love to find a cart for it, because my dogs destroyed my Pretendo, so I can't play that anymore.
Fucking dogs.
I know, worthless animals.
Not worthless. They just are. There's pros and cons. Still think the pros outweigh the cons.
Well, the destruction of the property was 100% Sadie. Arthur hasn't destroyed anything but some trash since we lost Sadie. So that's good. Well,
Yeah.
all right. We got any updates? Any more updates, or are we moving on to topics?
Think we can move on to topics.
Hot. Yeah, we can start with games. I have been playing Bioshock Infinite, as it has reached the PlayStation Plus store for free download on Keegan's account, because Keegan has PlayStation Plus.
Okay.
I have previously,
I hear it's great.
that's what I hear. It's a lot of people saying it's the best in the franchise. So in Bioshock 1, you find yourself in an Ayn Randian hellscape where unchecked capitalism has completely destroyed this underwater society.
I have a question.
Yep.
Ayn Rand. Who is this person? Why are they special? I know the name a lot. It was in a book series that I listened to. I just don't know what that person did or who they were.
So the two books she's most famous for, there might be a third one, but I don't remember what the third one would be, is Atlas Shrugged and The Fountainhead. She is a philosopher and German immigrant that is credited with the invention of objectivism, which is kind of a moral philosophy that puts all of your own reality on the individual. Everybody is supposed to only take care of themselves. If everybody is taking care of themselves, then there is natural progress because everybody should be taken care of. The weak should not be taken care of. There should be no social programs. There should be no government. It's borderline anarchy, but
Gotcha.
the law is supposed to stop poor people from getting any benefit from rich people.
And that is why this character that was named after this person was the villain in that book series.
Yes, Andrew Ryan
right.
is the villain in Bioshock 1. Yeah, and there's a you'll find people praising the Fountainhead, that whole high Republican offices. Marco Rubio is a big fan. But basically, you can find any Republican talking about how much they love Ayn Rand, which is not to say that Republicans are evil because of Ayn Rand, but it's you can go and find a lot of stories about like, oh, I gave my kid a copy of the Fountainhead this week, and he's a total jackass. He's just being an asshole. He doesn't think of anybody. He ignores everyone. He's completely full of himself. Just delusions of grandeur all about the place.
Yeah,
So-
that sounds like a bad time.
So the pharma companies in Bioshock 1 kind of destroyed everything by creating genetic enhancements that you can get in a vending machine, and the drug addicts just went wild with superpowers and destroyed it.
Hell yeah.
Bioshock 2 is the same setting, different character. You play one of the big mechanical things. We don't want to go into that story too long because we're trying to get to the third game. But in the second game, made by a completely different company, a socialist reformist takes over the what was left of the underwater city and tries to fix it through corrupt socialism. She's really just like taking taxes from people and being a figurehead. And I didn't get to the end of Bioshock 2 because I was just kind of burnt out on it. Had too many challenges, and it was stressful, and I didn't want to play a horror game, and I was kind of just anxious. But
Gotcha.
Bioshock 3, Bioshock Infinite, I think it returns to the original developers, and this one has an interesting twist. So this time you go to a city in the sky that is run by a devout Christian prophet, and you find out
Gross.
that this is it's actually a conservative Confederate hellscape. Literally, the South has risen to a city in the sky. And you spend about 15 or 20 minutes into this world before you walking around trying to find the person you're there to kidnap/rescue. You win a lottery, and the lottery is they've found a mixed couple, and you get to be the one to throw the first baseball at them because you're stoning an interracial couple.
Wow.
And that is the start of the game where you get your first choice as a player. Do you want to throw the baseball at the interracial couple, or do you want to throw the baseball at the announcer? So I throw the baseball at the announcer and shoot my way out like most people did. But yeah, it's just
But if you had thrown the baseball at the interracial couple, then what?
I don't know. I haven't looked that up on YouTube, but I'm very interested. I think you wind up shooting your way out anyway. I can't imagine there's too much of a branching path in these things.
Yeah.
I assume you can play the game as a racist, which would be interesting to do, and probably Probably less shooting, maybe more fun. I can't imagine you staying into that role for too long because you're branded as a false prophet by the guy pretending to be a prophet, and then the law comes after you. But it explores characters that went through because the game's set in 1912, so a lot of globe-trotting war heroes that went overseas and did World War One shit, or like had weird wars in Asia that we don't talk about anymore, and all of that type of stuff. You can it basically does a lot of American history, not just of the Confederate South and our history with slavery, but also our history as an empire building conqueror. Like all the places we don't talk about that we went.
Like throughout the Cold War.
Not even the Cold War, because this is 1912. Like the Philippines, like why we have territory over there, and all that. The Latin America wars. Just fascinating stuff. I'm probably only maybe halfway through the game. This one's not scary. Like the first Bioshock game felt like a horror game. There's no depraved mutants attacking me in a dark environment in this one. You're in the sky. It's brightly lit. You can jump from different parts of the city. You do have an escort with you, but it's not a big deal. And then it's just combat with law enforcement, really. But you got a couple superpowers, so it's not that big of a deal.
Neat.
But I just finished my first fight against the big boss before the Genshin Impact updates came out and eclipsed the need to play a different game.
Cool.
So what you been up to?
Well, I continued Genshin Impact, and I did the wish thingy, and I immediately got Barbara. Yeah.
She's one of my favorites. Have you kept up with the recent Barbara controversy?
No. I don't pay attention to what anybody says about this game.
I have a Reddit account, and Genshin r/Genshin comes to my email address.
Oh.
Yeah, and their promotions, so I read it. But I noticed it immediately. I was running around and attacking things, and like she has that dash, and she has that peppy "Go Barbara, go!" And then one day after the update, she said, "Go Barbara, go," and I was like, "What?" Is this because just before that I was getting a lot of the Chinese voice actors' lines, and I was like, "What's going on?" They switched all of the Barbara voice actors' lines to alternate takes, where Barbara is just sad now. Genshin's not talking about it. We keep tweeting them. We don't know what's up, but we have sad Barbara, and we got no answers from the Miyoho Studios. She's supposed
Dude,
to be
I'll have to look at that. Because, like, whenever I first got her and, like, heard her voice, I was like, oh, shit, I hate this. I hate this because she's so, like, peppy and talking about her sister or something, and it was weird.
Yeah, when will I be as tall as my big sister?
Yeah, I hate that.
It grew on me eventually. It's cute. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da. And then...
Now I want to hear the sad version.
Just play the game. She's sad as fuck now. She's just like... I wouldn't have cared. The Twitter users for Genshin have been harassing the voice actress and at first trying to find out why she was fired, and then finding out she hasn't been fired, and then just harassing her. And like... It's noticeable. Every time that I hear Barbara say anything now, I'm just like, it's sad. She added something to the game. She really did a little bit. She's been a main part of my party since I got her. I have one other water character, but I don't really have any great healers like Barbara. And sad Barbara has made me sad. I want them to change it back. I don't care if they give us a real explanation. Just change it back.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Did you get anyone else on the wish table?
I think I picked up like 4 characters, but I didn't really care about most of them because I just wanted a water character, and that was Babura. So I've played some more, but it's been a minute, so I don't really remember all of what I did. Because, like, for me, the fact that Genshin Impact has no ending and is continuously going forever, it's one of those things because I don't play it a whole lot, like, at most a couple times, like a couple hours a week. It's one of those things where it's like, at some point I'm going to fall off of this, and it's gonna feel so incomplete to me.
It depends how
So I
long
don't
they
know.
string the story, because there will be that at the very least at some point. Like we have to find our brother at some point and fight whatever the thing was in the opening scene.
I mean, One Piece is a thing, man.
We've gotten hints.
It's been going on for 1,000+ episodes, and it is. There's a goal.
Game only came out at the end of September. It's not that old.
That's fair.
And
Yeah.
I saw something in one of the recent new quests that made me think that she didn't travel to a new place. She traveled forward in time.
Oh.
It's not confirmed that I haven't seen anything pop up in my email about it, but it kind of seems like maybe she got time warped instead of go to a new planet.
Huh.
So her brother might be very old, and he might be an existing character in the game, or he's
That's
dead.
interesting. He's the dragon.
That would be cool.
He grew into a dragon.
Have you fought the dragon yet?
Only that one first time where it didn't let me kill it. Like at the very beginning of the game.
So who did you kick out of your party once you got Barbara?
Amber, sadly.
Yeah, that is sad.
Yeah. Because I like her character design and I like the fire thing, but fire is so much like less useful. Not to mention, like I said, it's very hard to use her bow and arrow situation
Her fire is
with the
difficult
controller that I had.
because Bear and Bunny takes like a minute and a half to blow up.
Yeah. That.
So if you got Zhang Li, her bear constantly has a flamethrower on it. And flamethrower, flame and lightning is good crowd control because it does a lot of damage. It's called overcharge, and it blows up and throws people away.
Huh.
But having Barbara and Lisa has been my DPS duo for most things that don't require fire.
I have Barbara, Lisa, Kaya, and the main character.
They call
That's
it
my
Traveler.
team. Yeah, I'm going to refer to her as the main character.
I named mine Queef Brisket. What'd you name yours?
Link.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
With 2 E's.
With 2 E's?
Yep.
Is that Link or is it...
Yep.
Oh. Yeah, Water and Ice is good. I was surprised I didn't use Kaya earlier because I didn't know if somebody had freeze or wet on them, they would become blocks. And that's cool. So switching between Kaya to get them cold and then Barbara to freeze them will put some people still. Or if you've
I
done
had no idea.
the charge attack for Barbara and you can get multiple people wet, Kaya's ice ability will freeze multiple people.
Yeah, I still haven't done much of like the stringing the abilities together, combining things. Yeah, I don't know.
Now's a good time to check your event tab next time you log in and go to. You may not be able to access a lot of them, but you should be able to get Paimon's gift, which is the login bonus. There's going to be 7 over the next 14 days. It's just any 7 days you log in, you'll get one of them. But they have Intertwined Fate in this time, so there's a total of I think like 8 free wishes this month on that board.
Oh,
So that's useful.
okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm currently like 40 wishes deep trying to get the new event character Zhao, because I did his test run, and he can jump like 9 feet tall, like he has like a 9 foot vertical jump, and
Jeez.
you can do a downward smash from that. Like, it's auto. You don't have to get any height. Like, you can just jump and down smash. And he's an animo user, so it's easy to get swirl. Most of his spear attacks actually do animo damage, and then he's got the ability to dash like really far, but he can dash in the air. So you do that 9 foot jump, and you can dash in the air and get places.
That's cool.
Yeah, big mobility upgrade, high damage, good for getting wind out there on the field and getting swirl effects and whatnot. He is a 5-star character, so you expect him to be a little bit better than the regular characters. But this one seems really, as much as I don't need another animo character. I've been trying to get this one. I'm excited to get this one.
Hell yeah.
I have Venti, so I can't complain. Most people want Venti. I also have Jean. Have you gotten multiple characters on
I
the wish table
believe
yet?
I have Gene as well.
Jean's really, really, really good. She has a high damage sword. Her triangle ability, her big special ability, heals the party.
Oh.
And her charge attack creates a vortex in front of her that pulls enemies in, and then you can release them and throw them. So any situation where there's a cliff nearby, I'm just tossing people off.
Interesting.
Yeah, Jean's really, really, really good. I would probably... Have you gotten to Leeway yet?
I don't think so. I've not been making a lot of progress because, like I said, I only set aside a certain amount of time to play.
I basically play and listen to podcasts because I'm spiraling out of control, and I don't know. It's fun and it feels good, but it's not going to feel as good as doing something. I'll try to wrap up Genshin shit real quick since I think that's the end of video games. But other than the latest characters being dope, I've really enjoyed the new quests that they've put in. Slowly kind of starting to get a little bit more of the story. For a lot of the updates, it felt like we weren't getting any story. We were just kind of running around, meeting new people. The last couple have actually had some story elements. The new characters that they're putting in is exciting. And it seems like they took my advice that now that they've made like an ungodly amount of Fortnite level money in the 4 months that the game has existed, they're giving away a lot of stuff for free. They changed the resin system so you get more resin now.
Nice.
If you're doing battle pass stuff, like because I grind everything like a maniac, it's every 5 levels on the battle pass you get a refill of resin for daily use, and that's good. The little side quests have been fun. The whole taking photos adventure was fun. As I mentioned last time, I did not beat all the hypostasis challenge. It was too hard. It pissed me off. This one's the new one for the Lantern Ritual events that came out. They have a new mini game that is hard but rewarding and is just tower defense. But I'm on the 4th level of the tower defense using the 1.4 difficulty multiplier so I can get more currency. Because in this event, if you get 1,000 of the premium currency, you can actually buy a character from the event card this time. But that's not Zhao, another 4-star character. So I'm trying to grind out to get another Zhang Ling. Because what I was trying to bring up earlier with the wish table is if you get a duplicate character from the gacha mechanic, you get a star in their constellation, and on their constellations that's the only way to upgrade a constellation. Your traveler will get more.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, you can't buy them. They don't come from quests. You can't craft them. The traveler will get them periodically through adventure rank rewards because you can't get a new traveler on the wish table.
Yeah.
But you do get them if you get a duplicate. Like I've gotten new Noelle like 10 times. So my Noelle has all 6 of her constellation filled out, and every time that I get a new Noelle, it gives me 10 masterless starred glitter, which is another stupid premium currency. I'm trying to get you get really useful stuff from upgrading their constellation. Um, certain standard abilities get new things put on them, and then the kind of the middle belt of your constellation will let you get an extra 3 levels on your talent maximum for certain talents. It can make a character a lot more powerful. So
Damn.
I'm grinding that stuff out. Unfortunately, I can't buy a new Barbara. I think my constellation on Barbara is at 3 or 4, but still very useful. But I'm hoping.
Hell yeah.
But the tower defense has been fun and challenging. You just set up elemental towers and try to get the effects to stack to kill the most enemies or to knock them off the platform. For small enemies, it's been really useful to have Gene because I'll just suck them up and throw them off. I thought I had a flawless run yesterday on the hardest level that I had yet, but I didn't realize that they had a second door on the stage that was funneling enemies in, and I had a 100% kill rate on the door that I was focusing on. So I was at the end of the level, I had to stop 20 people from reaching my tower, and I was in the last wave, and then all of a sudden I saw I had 18 people had reached my tower.
Jesus.
Yeah, I was beating ass. Like, literally, I mean, on the one hand, everybody who came from the wrong door got in, but nobody who came through the right door got in. So I was
Well, I think the people that came from the wrong door was probably the right door.
Yeah, for them, for real. I didn't even see them. I didn't see them until I looked back, and there were like 4 Abyss Mages floating in there, and I was like, there's nothing I can do to stop them. Because your characters don't deal any damage in the tower defense mode. You can use their elemental abilities to, set up elemental chain reactions with your towers, but you can't actually do damage to them. So they just walked in there. It's embarrassing. But yeah, I'm super proud of Genshin Impact. This last set of updates has been awesome, and I'm looking forward to getting more story. And I think the game's just going to get better, especially since they're getting more generous and they seem to be working harder on the content. And the only thing they really need to do is make Barbara happy again, because it's making me fucking sad.
I need to turn that game on and listen to the sad Barbara before it's gone. Maybe record its voice so that I can laugh at it.
There's before and afters all over the place, because it was so weird. Just before the sad Barbara came along, Genshin put out on their YouTube channel, which I didn't know they had. They put out like an 8-minute video of Barbara just talking to you, and they were like, "Oh, Genshin's getting into VTubers now," and it was it was oddly charming but disturbing, because I was watching this and I was like, "This is sugary and stupid," but it's fun to have good meme content from the game. But I was so scared to get down to those comments and see who considers Barbara waifu, because this is an anime game, and
that's why I don't like her voice, and that's why I don't like her talking about like wanting to be as big as her older sister or whatever. Because it just makes me think of those like super cringy, like too young in anime girls that are like, I wish my boobs were bigger and all that kind of shit. That's why it's like, that's why I don't like her voice.
That was in my first review of the game. It's bothersome to have anime characters because they infantilize women and sexualize girls, and that's troublesome.
Well, she was literally the first one that did that to me.
Barbara's Lisa's a thirst trap, but at least she's clearly an adult.
Yeah, she seems like an adult. That's exactly.
Luckily, Barbara's not sexual at all, but that doesn't stop the audience.
Yeah, but it feels like there's... I think it's just because her voice resembles what is very clearly in those animes to be that kind of shit.
Yeah, Paimon was grating. I started following the voice actor for Paimon on TikTok, and she's entertaining. But yeah, right out the gate, Paimon's voice, I was like, this game's going to suck. Pleasantly surprised.
Paimon's voice really annoyed me, but I never got any kind of sexual connotations or anything from it.
I didn't sexualize her.
My big thing is, like, that's the name of the demon from The Exorcist, so that was my big thing immediately. I'm like, Paimon, that's hilarious.
That would be a dark twist if Paimon is the demon. I would prefer to think of her as emergency food before thinking of her as a demon.
I also think of her as a Digimon because Mon is in the name.
In the first week, the only other person I know playing this game is Justin from Scandalous Tales. And the game was out for 3 days, and he was like, I'm done with these Genshin Facebook groups. I don't know why you guys are getting horny on mains about this little pixie girl. And to be fair, she does have, like, knee-high boots. I don't know. She doesn't have anything sexual going for her, but you can't stop fans.
I mean, the only thing that I would think is she's more human-like than I would like, because it just seems like she's just a child. Because, like, in Zelda, whenever you have, like, Navi, it's like, it's a ball of light with wings. It's a hard thing to look at in any kind of way, like, any kind of sexual way, versus something that is, like, human-like. Especially when there's so many fucking gross people out there.
Back in the DeviantArt days, there were a lot of independent artists that zoomed into the blue ball to see what kind of fairy she looked like.
That's true, but if you're playing the normal-ass game, you're not seeing that.
Thank God. Yeah. You do, there was an event where you could, you get a Navi-like looking thing. I got a pink one.
Neat.
And it doesn't do anything, it just follows you around.
Less neat.
Yeah, I wish it did.
It doesn't even say, hey, listen.
It makes little noises that confuse me because I'm like, am I fighting something right now? But I don't know how to turn it off either. But it's there. I don't really care.
All right.
But that's it. Genshin Impact, killing it. I hope they keep killing it. I'm looking forward to more content. Sad Barbara is sad.
Yeah, I'll have to jump back in there. It's been like over a week since I last played because I'm. You know, because of the thing where it feels like an endless game that I feel like, I don't know. It feels like it's incompletable, so it's hard for me to stay focused on it. It just seems like such a giant thing to try and do at this point. But yeah, hearing you talk about it again, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna play it again. I'll probably play it tomorrow.
I have to put my relationship with it in check because I feel like the most fun way to do it is to set aside some time every time that a new patch of content comes out and just weekend game it and just like, that's the weekend I game the shit out of this. But, you know, I like doing all the daily stuff and trying to get as much wishes as possible. But that could be, just doing dailies when there's not new content doesn't take you very long, but it also feels more pointless. So,
Gotcha.
I don't know. Whatever. Let's go to another thing. I don't have any other games.
Well, I also played another game.
What?
Yeah. I decided to start a Let's Play of Breath of the Wild Master Mode, so I started that.
I saw your Instagram post that you were saying that you just feel like taking a walk through Hyrule, and I almost was commented like, bitch, you ain't even done with Mondstadt yet. What are you doing?
Yeah, well, I wanted to... I keep dropping my fucking recorder. Yeah, I wanted to go back to something a little more familiar and something where it's obvious where the end is.
That's very fair.
Because, like I said, Genshin Impact being what it is, like, I like it. I wish my controller worked better. But it is kind of a thing where it feels... It stresses me out a little bit. Just because it feels like a thing that I'm not going to be able to keep going for very long. Just because it is massive. Like, if at some point they actually have, like, an end point to it, I'll feel better about it. Knowing that there is an actual ending.
By the time they get there, the game is going to be cripplingly large. But there will be some point to stop. Because there's supposed to be a territory for every element. We only have 2 territories, and then the Dragon Spine region, which I think is kind of bonus content. And then, you know, it would suck to never find her brother. That would be stupid.
Yeah.
But it will probably be at least another year before we have all the regions open.
Yeah. Like I said, you've convinced me to continue. The other issue I'm having with Genshin Impact is, like, it's so hard for me to find what the goals are. like, I think the last thing I did was start some little something about pirates for Kaya or something. Um, it's hard to find what the main quest is, I guess.
Did you check your quest log?
Yeah, I'm still working on trying to get to the right adventure rank to do that. Which is that's why I'm looking at like the smaller things because it's like to move through it. I think I need to be like 15 or something like that.
Maybe.
I don't even know if I'm at 10 yet. I think I'm at 10. But yeah, so I'm working on it. I don't feel like I've broken into like the full game yet is the thing. So I don't know.
I think getting to fight the dragon and wrapping up the big Mondstadt story, I think that did actually take me like a week of playing. Like it's a chunk of content. But yeah, the quest tab does have like 6 tabs on it for like small quests, daily quests, world quests, story quests, and you'll just be looking for story quests. How have you been liking Master Mode?
I like it. I'm just I'm gonna try and actually 100% the game, like Koroks and everything. So that's a weird thing, because I've never really cared to do that, but I'm really enjoying being back in it, and I'm just kind of wandering around and doing shit, and I'm really digging it. I'm having to avoid a lot more enemies because it's like, you know, got fucking black bokoblins in areas with stuff that I could normally deal with, and it's like, yeah, I've only got 4 hearts right now, so bad news.
They kill you. They kill you so fast.
Yeah.
I think they're all basically one-hit kills, like from the beginning of the game.
Oh yeah.
Like 2.
It's
tops.
crazy.
And there's a gold Lionel near the starting area unless they pass.
I know, like on the Great Plateau, like that was crazy. I did find like a new route to get up to the cryo shrine, so that I didn't have to deal with that boy. But yeah, it's pretty. I'm digging it.
I can't remember where we left my last Master Quest run at. I made it. I know I've definitely killed Ganon, but I think I was trying to do the Trial of the Sword, and that was so frustrating. I didn't want to do it anymore.
Oh yeah.
And that's like I got so frustrated. I didn't want to fuck with it anymore. It was like it got to the point where it's like you could bullet sponge a little bit in the normal mode, especially at a higher level, even with cracked out enemies. And then by the time that you're doing Master Quest Trial of the Sword, it's like, even with all your hearts and shit, you have to have such a clear plan, and you might wind up sitting in a tree sniping or dropping bombs off of it for, like, and that's a legit strategy, and I'll do that a little bit.
Yeah.
But at some point, I like to get in there and wrap
That's
it
how
up quickly.
That's how I do a lot of stuff. That's how like I started the Champions Ballad. I didn't go any further than the first 4 like monster camps or whatever. But that's how I took them out. I didn't use the one-hit obliterator like at all. I arrowed everything.
It took me, I think, 3 tries to get through the obliterator run. It's easy enough to get hit. I mean, it's not hard to get hit. But the dodging in the game is easy enough that if especially on your second or third try, you know where everybody is, you get through it.
Yeah, but after getting used to the controls for Genshin Impact, now playing Breath of the Wild, I'm hitting the wrong buttons a lot.
Yep. That still happens to me if I go and play Assassin's Creed. I did that on stream, and for like the first 30 minutes, I was dashing while I was trying to attack and doing all sorts of dumb shit and not being able to pick stuff up.
Yeah. Yep. So now I'm getting used to the controls again. But yeah, so that's but I've changed my schedule up because my weekends have been like every single day would be filled with like multiple things that are scheduled out for like a certain amount of time that I need to do them. But, because I've been stressing myself out and I've been trying to figure out ways to get rid of some anxiety, I am taking Sunday off for everything. Like, I'll probably clean up my apartment still, but it's going to be a day that I don't, a day that I just chill the fuck out. So I'll probably fill some of that time with Genshin Impact.
You still gonna record it?
Nah, because it is so big and everything. It's like, probably no point. I'll just use it for me time and to talk about on the podcast.
I think that's healthy.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be a lot of editing if you record all those.
Oh yeah, way too much.
Are you gonna record or Breath of the Wild, or are you just gonna stream it?
I am going to record Breath of the Wild, at least the main story, and I'll edit all that down. But I think for stuff because there will probably be times where I'm like, all right, this is just to find Koroks and or shrines, because I don't want to look anything up. I want to just do it all in game. So I'll probably do some streams for that later on. For those kinds of things, like searching for things kinds of things, but yeah.
I'm sure the chat will help you out. There's some of those Korok seeds. I think we got most of the way there to finding all of them, and I was just like, this is abusive.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. And there's some things that are just like, ugh, there's some real Nintendo power shit in there. You can get most
What
of
do you
them.
mean?
Like, you have to stand and look at something for too long, longer than you would expect to get something to happen, and there's just like a totally undecryptable secret there.
Like the shrine stuff where it's like there's a random shadow on this wall over in the snowy area where that needs to be this angle and all that bullshit.
Yeah, but they don't give you any clues because they're Korok seeds. They're secrets.
Yeah. Well, that's what the Korok mask is for whenever I find that.
That's true. That'll help. Yeah, and then do you know what the reward is for getting all the Korok seeds?
A bigger piece of shit.
Yep. Korok seeds are
Yep.
poop.
Yep. Pretty funny. At least the Korok seeds aren't completely useless, though.
That's true. You get the upgrades.
Yeah, like that would be really annoying if it was just like, oh, it's nothing.
Stupid weapon durability.
Yeah.
I hope Breath of the Wild 2 does not have weapon durability.
I like the weapon durability problem. I just want there to be more options. And I don't really feel like the Master Sword should have such a restriction on it necessarily. But I understand that if it didn't, as soon as you got the Master Sword, you'd never use anything else.
I mean, that's basically how it is anyway. But yeah, if you complete the Trial of the Sword, your Master Sword stays on, I think, all the time.
Yeah.
Which is a hard as F challenge, so better.
Yeah, I attempted Master or the Trial of the Sword in normal mode and got to, I think, the 9th room on my first try, and then I don't remember if it was a Talus or a Hinox that threw something at me, and there was an exploding barrel that killed me, and then I was just like, okay, I'm done. And then never went back.
I don't remember how many floors are there, but I beat it.
Nice.
Yeah.
All 3 of them?
Oh yeah, I did everything. The only thing that I did not do in the regular run was get all of the Korok seeds.
Hell yeah.
Every piece of armor was upgraded. All the amiibo stuff was upgraded. We did everything. Literally everything, but get all the Korok seeds. And we got most of them.
Nice.
But it stopped feeling... Yeah, at that point it was just like, are we ever going to do Master Quest? And John's like, we're going to 100% Master Quest. And I was like, you don't have to do these things. You just have to say these things.
Yeah, what do you mean we, John? We?
Yeah, at least with Assassin's Creed, sometimes I'll pass with the controller, but even that still, just like, I don't know. At least I've gotten the art of clearing a section of Assassin's Creed map down pretty quick. It still takes like at least an hour for me to get all of the shit in an area before we can progress the story. But yeah, it's not as bad as when we started.
So y'all still trying 100% it?
Yeah, I streamed as much as I say I've almost gotten it down to a science. When I streamed, it was like an 11-hour stream, and I cleared 1.5 areas. And doing the quest only took like an hour. Like once I finally went and did the story quest, it didn't take that long.
All right.
How
much do you think you have left in that game?
I can't tell, man. I think there's only 4 regions we haven't done yet. But that can be 3 or 4 hours a piece per region, getting all of the loot and then the story quest.
Huh. Yeah, I never think of Assassin's Creed games being like particularly big.
The map is very, very large, and there's multiple regions. There's a stretch of America you can go to where Leif Erikson landed and do some quests and fight some Native Americans. You have Norway, and then you have Asgard and Jotunheim, and then you have England where most of the game takes place.
Huh. Weird.
Yeah, and all those have regions where there's like, you have to collect all the wealth. You don't have to, but we're doing it because we're 100%. There's wealth, artifacts, and mysteries, and doing them all, it's probably like either it's divided up between raids where you find a thing, doing some kind of side quest, or hunting for something in some bullshit place. There's probably like 30 things per region to get, and it just takes a lot of time. Because that's Ubisoft's formula, is repetitive things. But like I said before, Assassin's Creed has enough diverse, interesting things to do. It's not that bad.
Yeah. Nice.
Did you play any other games?
Nope.
Whack Daniels.
Been trying to figure out if and when I want to jump back into Magic the Gathering Arena, because there've been so many like new updates and everything. I got on like a week ago to see if any of my decks were still legal. Nope, none of them.
It feels bad that they would make one illegal.
Yeah. I mean, it updates every year at least. They bring in all kinds of different shit. So my lovely Chandra Planeswalker decks that messed up just about everything anybody could bring in are illegal.
Damn. So you'd have to.
Yeah.
You have to
just
buy
had
a new deck?
6 Planeswalkers in it. No, you can kind of earn them as you go through. Like they'll replace a lot of the ones with newer cards, and whenever they have like a big update or whatever, they'll give you like free booster packs and stuff, and then you can kind of earn it through ranking up.
Can you use your existing cards?
What do you mean by existing cards? Like the ones that are already in there?
Yeah, like you already had some decks. Do you own those? You get to use those cards?
Yeah, there's different like there's like what's standard and then what's like expanded and stuff like that. So like even some of the illegal stuff I think can be played in like expanded versions. But yeah, it's just like smaller areas.
Well, I then. Do you listen to anything?
Yes, sir. I listened to